Hello, my name is Shane Madison. I am from Ohio County, Kentucky. Like a lot of states, you know, got those little one-horse towns that ain't worth a buck. Well, this one takes the cake. Multiple murders never even investigated. Children taken from loving homes because of the fact that the CPS workers here get $2,500 per child removed from a home. Removed from a home. Hey, they don't give a shit if it's a good, loving home, if the kids have what they need, if the kids are well cared for, whatnot. Unless you have a high standard in the county, you are a well-known business person or police officer in this county, they will come after you and take your kids. The social workers here in Ohio County, my last court date, openly admitted to the courts they had no intention of helping me to get my children back. Alright? And here is why. At the age of 14, I was diagnosed with lymphoblastic leukemia. Acute lymphoblastic leukemia, at that. Alright? It is a very deadly blood cancer. Well, because of the fact that I had to have chemotherapy placed in my brain to keep the leukemia from attacking my brain, and ended up with what's commonly called chemo brain, where some functions and some decisions are not as easily made as most people would make them. But here's the thing. Every day, I got up in the morning, I changed my kids, I fed my kids, I played with my kids. My 3-year-old, well, he'll be 3 in June, at the age of 16 months, was already using "may I please, thank you," all the proper manners that he needed, except for table manners, which, as you all know, that is not being taught to a 16-month-old boy. It just don't happen. Well, my youngest son, he's great with my youngest son. My youngest was born. I told him, I said, you gotta be easy. You gotta help me with Bubby. Daddy's gonna need your help. If his brother cried, he'd jump and go, Daddy, Bubby. That babysitter was like, oh, he's mean to him. Or, oh, you don't have a bond with your kid. I have over 18,000 photos and videos of me playing with my kids. Just me playing with my kids. Within a year. A 1 year's worth of photos. You know why? Because my kids was nowhere else except for stuck up Daddy's ass, doing whatever Daddy was doing. Daddy was playing the game, they wanted to be in my lap. Especially my son Goku. He just had to be up there playing games with Dad. That's my best friend. For real. And they try to sit there and say that me and him didn't have a bond and all this and that. Anytime he went to his grandma's or my wife's boss, who went and lied to CPS and everything else and took my kids. Now here's the catch with that part. If CPS places custody of somebody's kids with somebody, those kids have to live at that person's residence, not their family's residence, their residence. But the CPS here didn't didn't give a shit. They didn't relay it with the courts. They didn't relay it with me, the kid's father. I mean, are you fucking serious? The person they had my kids staying with, I had never met, never even heard of. I didn't like my wife's boss to begin with, let alone her family watching my kids. Well, now they're trying to put me in prison for anywhere from 5 to 15 years because my wife one day had a manic anxiety episode, and she has been known to be suicidal, multiple suicide attempts, everything else, and I was afraid she would hurt herself. Well, she's, and no, whoever the judicial people is that sees this, no, you will not hit my wife with charges because of the fact if I wanted her arrested for such a charge, I would have pressed charges myself when it happened. But guess what? Shit happens. Well, I wrapped my arms around my wife in a bear hug position, and I bear hugged her arms to her chest. Well, because of the fact that I bear hugged my wife, I am being charged with first-degree strangulation. I have been kept from my children, kept from my wife. It's cost me my home. It's cost us vehicles. It's cost us thousands of dollars on something that they have openly admitted they have no physical or photographic evidence. All they have is hearsay. Okay, well, you know what? I could walk over here to my buddy and be like, hey, do you know your brother's fucking your wife? I got no proof of that. That's hearsay. That's just bald-faced fucking lie. Like saying the sky is purple. Like, the fuck? It'd be really pretty if it was, but But, anybody that sees this, please share this. Get this. This needs to get around. CPS has to be put in their place. They talk about kids going on rampages all the time. They talk about parents not having their kids or kids getting mad and treating their parents like shit because CPS took them from their parents. And no matter how many hoops they jump through for CPS, still not give them their kids back. My wife has done everything they asked her to do. And her boss still has custody of my kids. Her boss went from saying, oh, we're doing this to help you. We're family. You get to see the kids anytime you want. They can come over to your house, blah, blah, blah. Well, if she was any type of friend, family, whatever the fuck she wants to call her fucking self, pardon my language, by the way, she would have immediately, once the case was closed, would have immediately took the children over there to my wife and let the kids start getting used to living back at home with their mom. Have I made mistakes? Yeah. I'm fucking human. Have I done things that I am not proud of? Yeah. I regret things every day. I wish I'd been a better son to my parents. They're dead now. There's no way to go back on that. But whenever you're a good parent to your kids and you do everything you can to make sure that they do not go without, you're not a bad parent. because I have chemo brain, you want to say that I'm not capable of caring for my children? The one thing in this world that I am good at, motherfuckers, is taking care of my kids. That's why all of the motherfuckers want to take them, want to raise them for themselves, want them to call them mama and daddy, because of the fact that, for one, my kids look good. They some handsome little motherfuckers. And they smart as motherfuckers and well-mannered. Unlike most of these kids I see out nowadays. Sit there trying to talk to adults like they an adult. Trying to bark orders. Man, if I said that something like that in front of my mama and daddy both be knocking my teeth down my throat. And that's on a good day. Bad day, I'll be picking rocks out of my teeth in the gravel road, trying to find all my teeth. My kids have never been without. I was accused in 2014 of sleeping in my car with my oldest son. First fucking off, none of my children have ever slept in the car except for on a drive to go somewhere. I got told on that court case that the reason they was not going to go ahead and give me my kid back after they found out that I did not sleep in the car with my kid was because of the fact, and hold on, you're going to laugh at this one, I work too much to be a father. I was both mom and dad, raising a kid, my first kid, on my own. I had to work. But me and my kid had a schedule. I got there to babysitters who is a Sunday school teacher, and her daughter is a special needs teacher. At 7:25 p.m. Central Standard Time, every single day. We got home, we got a bath, we ate dinner, we worked on our colors, our letters, the whole 9 yards. But yet, I'm a bad dad. I have had to make difficult decisions for my children. When they took my second son, he was 26 hours old. They came in with 5 cops. Mind you, I am a cripple, all right? I had 2 total knee replacements at the age of 14. I was diagnosed with osteonecrosis during my chemo treatments. For those of you who don't know what osteonecrosis is where your joints deteriorate and die. They just crumble. At 14, my knees were that of a 90-year-old man. My doctor that helped me get my disability not too long ago looked me in the eyes. Now, mind you, this man has been a orthopedic specialist for 40 years. Says, how in the hell have you been working all this time? And I said, well, sir, I'm a father, and they wouldn't give me my check. They took my check from me, told me because of the fact that I was as muscular and as big as I am, that I should still be eligible to work. But yet, I can't sue for that. I can't do nothing about that. Just like these courts here in Ohio County have already made a decision. There's nothing I can do, nothing I can say to get them to understand that I did not hurt my wife. I had an agreement with the district court judge, a very honorable man named of Judge McCarty. John McCarty is a very good man. He's probably the only good judge that Ohio County has ever had, because he actually gives a shit about his people. Well, me and him had an agreement that I was go and take anger management classes due to the fact where I went off on the pedophile that I found out was a pedophile that had been coming around my house, told him to come back on my property around my kids, I would bury him on my property. And any parent that loves their kids can understand that fact. Well, whenever he goes and calls cops, instead of telling them that I threatened him, he goes and says that I chokeslammed my wife through a door and that I threw my 9-month-old, 30 feet across my house. First bucking off, you can't throw nothing 30 feet across that fucking house, no way. 15 foot, yes. 30 foot, no. And try to say I was drunk when it happened. First off, motherfuckers, I ain't drinking 11 years, so suck my dick on that one. Real talk. I quit drinking when my oldest was born because I wasn't going to raise my kids as an alcoholic like my parents did. My mama hadn't quit and went back to church. I'd been in a lot worse shape than I am now. Real talk. Alcohol does not make people a better person. I have never met a person that alcohol makes them into a better person. It brings out their worst demons, as some people have called it. Me, I say it just brings out who the fuck they really are. They wanted to judge me because of the fact that I smoke weed. Well, let's see, I had one of the most deadliest cancers that a kid could get. Could not gain weight. Could not keep food down. My family, my friends was terrified. So whenever they found out that marijuana helps combat cancer and helps improve weight, etc., etc.,